In today's exploration, the allure of Auguste Toulmouche's artworks. A beginner's guide to Impressionism. We dive into the world of an artist renowned for his meticulous attention to detail, his portrayal of the bourgeois lifestyle, and how his work paved the way for the Impressionists that followed. The Reluctant Bride by Auguste Toulmouche is a painting that tells a story through the expressions and body language of its subjects, set against the backdrop of a richly appointed 19th century interior. In the center of the composition sits a young woman, presumably the bride, dressed in a sumptuous white gown that glimmers with the sheen of satin, suggesting the purity and splendor associated with a wedding. Yet her posture and expression are far from joyous. She sits upright with a stiff back, her hands clasped tightly together, and her gaze directed away from the viewer and her companions, conveying a sense of inner conflict or apprehension about her forthcoming nuptials. To her right, another woman, possibly a maid or confidante, leans in closely, whispering into the bride's ear. Her intent seems to be one of persuasion or comfort, as indicated by her proximity and the caring manner in which she places her hand on the bride's. The intimacy of this interaction suggests a shared secret or an attempt to sway the bride's feeling. On the far right, a younger girl stands with her hand to her mouth, a common gesture of worry or concern, which reflects the tension of the scene. Her pose suggests that she is an observer to the unfolding drama, and her expression adds to the narrative of uncertainty and emotional complexity. The setting is opulent, with heavy drapery, a peacock feather fan, an ornate mirror, and a luxurious chaise lounge, all painted with meticulous attention to detail. These elements of wealth and status contrast with the emotional turmoil of the central figure, highlighting the societal expectations placed upon her. The lighting in the painting is subdued, casting soft shadows that accentuate the solemn mood of the scene. The choice of colors, from the deep reds to the muted golds and the brilliant white of the bride's gown, work together to focus the viewer's attention on the bride, underscoring her central role in the narrative. For those new to art, The Reluctant Bride provides an example of Toulmouche's skill in creating narrative-driven paintings that not only capture the fashion and culture of his time, but also delve into the personal and emotional lives of his subjects. The painting invites viewers to consider the personal stories behind societal expectations and the rich inner lives that lie beneath outward appearances. La Toilette by Auguste Toulmouche is a painting that invites the viewer into an intimate moment of self-adornment. The artwork features a young woman engaged in the act of arranging her hair before a large ornate mirror. The reflection in the mirror doubles the image of the woman, offering a glimpse of her from two angles and adding a layer of depth to the composition. The woman's gown is a vision of elegance, with a form-fitting white bodice adorned with a delicate floral motif at the waist and a flowing skirt that cascades to the floor. Draped over her shoulders is a sheer blue robe decorated with small flowers, which adds a touch of color and softness to the scene. The robe's translucent quality and the way it falls around her figure showcase Toulmouche's skill in depicting various textures and fabrics. Her posture, with arms raised to pin up her hair, is both casual and graceful, capturing a natural movement that is familiar to many. This pose, coupled with the direct gaze we see in the mirror's reflection, creates a connection between the subject and the viewer, as if inviting us to share in this private ritual. The setting is opulent yet subdued, with the rich blue of the wall behind her contrasting beautifully with the warm tones of the golden mirror frame and the table upon which a vase of vivid red flowers stands. These flowers add a splash of vibrancy to the scene and echo the natural beauty of the woman herself. The light in the painting is soft and seems to radiate from the woman, highlighting her skin and the details of her dress, and creating a warm, inviting atmosphere. The use of light and shadow adds to the three-dimensional effect and draws the viewer's eye to the face of the woman in the mirror, making her the undisputed focal point of the work. For those new to the world of art, Les Toilettes exemplifies the intimate genre scenes that were popular in the 19th century, showcasing the daily life and private moments of women with a romantic and idealized beauty. Toulmouche's painting is more than a simple depiction of a woman getting ready. It is a study in femininity, elegance, and the art of dressing, reflecting the societal norms and fashions of his time. Preparing for the Ball by Auguste Toulmouche is a painting that captures the anticipation and meticulous preparation associated with a grand social event. The artwork portrays a young woman in an elegant evening gown, taking a moment to admire her reflection in a handheld mirror, ensuring her appearance is flawless before the ball. The woman's gown is a luxurious affair of lilac and cream, adorned with delicate floral patterns that suggest a soft, romantic aesthetic. The bodice of the dress fits snugly, showcasing her refined figure while the skirt billows out in opulent folds, a sign of the fashion of the era. The light catches the fabric of her gown and mirror, giving the materials a luminous quality and highlighting Toulmouche's skill in rendering different textures and the interplay of light on various surfaces. Her pose is one of relaxed confidence, with one hand on her hip and the other holding the mirror. The slight tilt of her head and her gaze into the mirror convey a sense of self-assuredness mixed with a touch of vanity. The mirror is not only a practical tool for preparation, but also serves as a symbol of self-reflection and the societal emphasis on appearance and presentation. The setting of the scene is intimate, likely the woman's private quarters. Beside her is a dressing table covered with a floral patterned cloth, upon which sits an array of cosmetic jars and bottles, hinting at the rituals of beautification. The wallpaper and the rich blue background of the room complement her dress, and the entire scene is imbued with a sense of elegance and quiet luxury. Who's new to art, preparing for the ball offers a glimpse into the private world and the social customs of the late 19th century. It is a celebration of beauty and femininity, depicted through the lens of an artist who is keenly aware of the fashion and domestic life of his time. The painting invites viewers to consider the rituals of preparation and the anticipation of social gatherings, themes that are as relevant today as they were in Toulmouche's time. The Admiring Glance by Auguste Toulmouche is a painting that exquisitely captures a private moment of self-reflection and admiration. It features a woman dressed in a radiant pink satin gown, standing beside a table in an opulent room, her posture relaxed yet elegant as she looks at her reflection in a hand mirror. The gown is the centerpiece of this work, rendered with extraordinary detail that showcases Toulmouche's ability to depict the textures and sheen of luxurious fabrics. The light catches the folds of the satin, highlighting its luster and the skillful drapery that enhances the woman's figure. The color of her dress is vibrant against the darker tones of the room, drawing the viewer's eye directly to her. Adorning her hair are delicate flowers that add a touch of innocence and grace to her ensemble. The woman's expression as she gazes into the mirror is one of contented approval. Her slight smile suggests a moment of quiet satisfaction with her appearance. This introspective act of looking at oneself is a timeless gesture, connecting the viewer to the universal human experience of seeking and finding beauty in one's reflection. The luxurious upholstered bench with intricate embroidery, the shawl with tassels carelessly draped over it, and the warm wooden tones of the furniture all contribute to a sense of refined taste and wealth. These details not only set the scene, but also provide a contrast to the softness and radiance of the woman's gown. The overall atmosphere is one of serene indulgence. The room seems to be a private sanctuary where beauty and elegance are appreciated and savored, The play of light and shadow in the room creates depth and adds to the intimate mood of the painting. For those new to art appreciation, the admiring glance can be seen as a celebration of beauty, both in the subject's appearance and in the luxurious surroundings that frame her. It's a snapshot of 19th century life that offers insight into the private worlds of women during this era, emphasizing the importance of beauty, fashion, and personal grooming. The painting stands as a testament to Toulmouche's ability to capture not just the opulence of his time, but also the subtleties of individual character and mood. The Love Letter by Auguste Toulmouche is a painting suffused with romantic undertones and the subtleties of private emotion. It features a young woman captured in a moment of personal reflection as she reads a letter. The intimate nature of the letter is suggested by her posture and the tender way she holds the paper. The woman is dressed in a luxurious golden gown that drapes elegantly to the floor, its rich fabric rendered with a soft sheen that implies both its quality and the status of the wearer. The gown clings and folds around her figure in a way that is both modest and sensuous, a hallmark of Toulmouche's ability to portray the contours of the female form with respect and admiration. A deep red shawl is draped over her shoulders, adding a touch of color and texture to the composition, and providing a contrast to the pale creaminess of her skin and the dress. Her attire is indicative of the fashions of the upper class in the late 19th century, speaking to the viewer of a time when such letters were perhaps a lady's most exciting and secretive form of communication. The setting is a well-appointed room with a finely upholstered chair and a round table holding a vase of lush flowers, which may symbolize the blossoming of love or the richness of her inner world. The dark background of the room serves to highlight the figure, focusing the viewer's attention on her and the emotional content of the scene. The woman's expression is one of quiet contemplation, her eyes downcast as she reads. There is a sense of stillness about her, as if the world has paused while she absorbs the words of her correspondent. This stillness invites the viewer to ponder the contents of the letter and the feelings it has evoked. For new art lovers, the love letter offers an exploration of the inner life captured in a single still moment. Toulmouche's painting is a window into the private experiences of women in his era, framed by the opulence of their surroundings but centered on the universal experiences of love, anticipation, and reflection. The painting is not just a visual experience but also an emotional one, allowing viewers to engage with the subject on a deeply personal level. The Young Woman by Auguste Toulmouche is a painting that beautifully captures the essence of a moment, draped in both elegance and a hint of drama. The artwork features a young woman in a luxurious satin gown, leaning languidly against a decorative screen with a look of wistful exhaustion on her face. Her dress, a shining example of 19th century fashion, clings to her figure and spills onto the floor in a cascade of shimmering fabric, emphasizing the richness of the material and the careful attention to detail for which Toulmouche. The gown's creamy white hue sets off her youthful skin in contrast with the deep blue of her headband and the vibrant colors of the room. The woman's posture and expression are evocative. Her arm draped over her forehead might suggest a moment of faintness or perhaps a dramatic pose meant to convey a sense of fatigue or emotional turmoil. Her other hand loosely grips a piece of paper, possibly a letter, which may be the source of her apparent distress or contemplation. Around her, the room is filled with objects that signify luxury and taste. A potted hydrangea in full bloom, adding a touch of natural beauty, an intricately patterned tablecloth, and a glimpse of a classical painting in the background, suggesting an environment of culture and wealth. The use of light in the painting is subtle but effective, highlighting the subject's face and the sumptuous textures of her gown and the furnishings. Toulmouche's work often contains a narrative element, And in this painting, the story is left to the viewer's imagination, hinted at by the subject's pose and expression, as well as the potential significance of the letter she holds. For new art enthusiasts, the young woman offers a rich visual story that invites interpretation while also showcasing the artist's technical proficiency and his ability to capture the fashion and interior design of his. This painting is not just a portrait of a woman. It is a snapshot of an era and a depiction of the emotional landscape of its subjects. The New Arrival by Auguste Toulmouche is a tender portrayal of a family scene, rich with the quiet emotion and intimate detail characteristic of Toulmouche's work. This painting captures a moment of domestic tranquility and the affectionate bond between siblings. At the center of the composition, we see two children, an older sister and her younger brother, seated close together on a luxurious chair. The sister's protective embrace and the gentle way the brother leans against her illustrate a close relationship and shared moment of contemplation as they gaze upon the newest family member, an infant sleeping peacefully in a bassinet. The older sister is dressed in a flowing white nightgown with delicate pink ribbons, her attire suggesting purity and innocence. The soft folds of her gown are rendered with care, displaying the artist's skill in capturing the play of light on fabric. The younger brother, also in night attire, is depicted with a serene expression, his attention focused on the sleeping baby, embodying a sense of wonder at the new life before him. The bassinet, draped with a rich blue canopy, stands as a focal point in the composition, drawing the viewer's eye to the slumbering baby. The deep blue of the canopy contrasts with the warm, muted tones of the room, highlighting the infant as the heart. The setting is a well-appointed interior, suggestive of a comfortable and affluent home. The heavy curtains and opulent upholstery speak of a family well situated in society. Yet despite these trappings of wealth, the scene remains intimate and personal, centered on the quiet joy and tenderness of the siblings' shared experience. For those new to art, The New Arrival offers a glimpse into the subtleties of human connection and the simple beauty of family life. The painting evokes the universal emotions associated with welcoming a new family member, allowing viewers to reflect on their own experiences and the bonds that unite. Toulmouche's work here is a masterful blend of technical skill and emotive storytelling, inviting a contemplative appreciation of the scene's peacefulness and the affection it depicts. As we close the pages on today's artistic journey, we hope you've been inspired by the timeless beauty that has graced your screen. If you've enjoyed exploring the vintage art treasures and wish to continue uncovering the stories behind each masterpiece, please consider subscribing to our channel. By joining our community, you'll be the first to experience our upcoming art explorations and get exclusive insights into the world of classic and contemporary art. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified about our latest videos. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you back for our next art adventure.